Abraham Jecki, who is in 7th grade, wants to be a carpenter. And he told me that when he becomes a carpenter, he wants to work in one of the factories in Malawi where these desks are made.
This is the factory where the desks are made, right there. And that's where we hope you will go to work, in that factory right there.
Ndizachita monga ndikuganiza ndizathandiza zimene ndikuyenera kuzachitira ndikazamaliza school. Chomwe ineyo ndikuona apapa chikundipasa chilimbikitso paifo yoti ndizapezeka kumene komanso ndizaonesesa ndizapirire mmene akuchitira iwo.
These desks are now a career ambition for some of the kids in Malawi who now have desks like these in their classrooms for the first time, thanks to your generous support of the Kind Fund. Kids in Need of Desks, a partnership that I created with MSNBC and UNICEF to provide desks to schools in Malawi that have never had desks, and scholarships for girls to attend high school in Malawi, where public high school is not free and the girls' graduation rate is less than half the boys' high school graduation rate. Elizabeth Gado is a welder at one of the factories in Malawi that makes the desks. She made the desk that her son now sits at every day in his classroom, a classroom full of desks that his mother made. And now Elizabeth's son wants to work with his mother in the desk factory when he grows up.
I can tell him that he should be working hard in school, and he should be also patient, and he should complete his secondary education, then go to technical college so that he can learn fabrication and welding.
Going to high school in Malawi and then technical college is an heroic achievement for Malawi students, and it is much, much more difficult for girls to do that than for boys. If parents in Malawi can afford high school tuition fees, they are more likely to send a son to high school than a daughter. So for girls to grow up to be welders in that factory like Elizabeth, they need the help that you generously provide to the Kind Scholarship Fund for girls to attend high school. You can contribute any amount at lastworddesks.msnbc.com. You can specify that your contribution is for desks or for scholarships, and you can make a donation in the name of anyone on your holiday gift list, and UNICEF will send them an acknowledgement of your gift. And no contribution is too small. $5 can go a very long way in Malawi. Sujeni Masambo is also a welder at that desk factory. I showed her a picture of Abraham and told her about his ambition to become a carpenter, making desks in that factory.
What would you say to Abraham to encourage him to stay in school so he can come and work here?
Okay. I want to encourage him. You need to be a good boy at school. Mm-hmm. You need to be someone who he can trust himself, so he can get what he wants. Yeah. So when you finish the primary school, then he can go to secondary school, then he can go to the college, technical college. So he can learn how to make desks, he can learn new fabrication and welding, so he can know how to make some things like desks, chairs, and tables. Yeah, I want to encourage him. Yeah, he make a good decision.
When we delivered desks to Abraham's school in October, he was one of the students who helped carry the desks into the classrooms.
What did it feel like today to sit at your desk for the first time?
Ndayiona jantengo wabatali kuti lero ndakhala deski mwanjira ina sindikwanisa kudisa zova mmene ndimadesera nthawi zonse zintengera ubwino kuti kuyambira nsiku la lero ndiyambe kukhala osangala.
Did you help carry the desk?
Yeah.
Were you up on the truck or down?
Pansi.
Was it fun to carry your desks into the classes?
Kwambiri ndipo dalo wachimwemwe poti ndimateronso.
Abraham was more than happy about the desks. And it's not just the students who are happy.
We are happy because we are making some money to help some relatives in the village. and pay some school fees for the siblings and some people at the village.
What were you doing before this job?
I was at school.
So you didn't have a job.
Yeah, before I never worked anywhere.
So without these desks, what would you be doing now?
I don't know.
So what would you be doing if this job wasn't here?
I don't know.
So it's good that we have to make these desks here so that these jobs are here.
Yeah, it's good. We are happy. We are getting money. Yeah, to buy what things we want. Yeah, we are happy. And we are asking you to give us more jobs so we can survive.
We're going to get more desks.
Yes. So we can survive.
So we can survive. That's what these jobs mean to the workers in Malawi factories, making these desks. These desks are about survival for them and their families. These desks feed their families. That is what your generosity has been doing in Malawi and continues to do.
I was so glad to be one of the UNICEF members because I knew that I would not leave school. I will complete with my education and be what I want in the future.
Do you think it will be easier to do writing on the desk?
sakhala ovuta pa ifo yoti tizipeza zoti pomwe timalemba poyamba kugwiritsa ntchito maondo athu kuti tisamilisire kope lero zitenga zikhaza mtengo wapatali pokuti tizingoyika kope pa deski kuti tizilemba handwriting yooneka bwinobwino mbi choyambirira tikhala olimbikira ndipo titeteza madeski okuti akhalise kuti ana akubwera kumbuyo azawapeze mwanga tachitira ife mu tsiku la lero chimene iyo tachitenga kukhala chamwayi kuti zatero.
We will take care of these desks. That is a real promise from Abraham Jecki, who will someday, with a little luck and a lot of hard work, be making these desks. And maybe, like Elizabeth, Abraham will be making these desks for his own children. That's the way, in this season of giving, your generosity and kindness can change lives in Malawi.
Tikhoza kamba zoti chokamba chilipo zimene zizasasire pomwepa ndipo achite kuthandiza ana ena oposaposa ife tisakhale oyambirira pa zimene zikutichitira koma Mulungu awadalisenso kuti apitirize ntchito mwayamba.